Mayor, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council to order for October 7th, 2010. On roll call, Council members Catamagna is absent as he's attending back to school night. Council members Castiglia.
Here.
Sherwinski.
Here.
Fonsino.
Here.
Work. Here. Conboy.
Here.
Mayor Mola.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Will everyone please stand for a prayer and flag salute? O God, our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting which we trust for your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and plant therein the keen sense of justice and the greater love for you and our neighbor. Guide us in our deliberations so everyone... Guide us in our deliberations so our decisions will always please you and bring peace and happiness to our community. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey requires the commencement of each meeting a statement by the presiding officer, now therefore be advised this meeting requires have been met by posting an annual notice in the Record of Hackensack and the Herald News of Woodland Park, and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk, as well as in a public place within the municipal building and notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted on January 1, 2010. This meeting is being taped for Cablevision, and that's channel 76 and 77. It'll be on Monday, 12 noon, Wednesday, 3 p.m., and Thursday, 4 p.m. It's also on our web, www.elmwoodparknj.us. Thank you. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I have a certificate I will read so that they can hear it on the video, and then I'm going to present it to Mr. Cleland, who's in the audience. Let me just give you some indication. It's a mayor's certificate presented to Jack Cleland. Now, Jack Cleland, for his many years of service within our community. Jack is a Marine veteran, World War II in the Pacific Theater. Jack was on the Board of Education for 33 years. He was in the Fire Department, Company 4, for 28 years, and he was a charter member. Jack was on the Zoning Board for 16 years, on the Elmwood Park Athletic Hall of Fame for 19 years, a charter member and president for 16 years. He was in the Elmwood Park Memorial High School field announcer, announcing all the games for the athletics for 44 years. Member of the American Legion for 51 years. Member of the VFW for 47 years. Member of the Elks for 27 years, a charter member. The special manager of the Olympics, Special Olympics, the Marshal, and the Grand Marshal of the Memorial Day Parade. All these things combined, quite frankly, I don't know of anybody in our community, Elmwood Park, East Patterson, who has contributed that much over the years as Jack Cleland. And at this time, I would like to have Jack come to the front, and I would like to present him with this certificate.
Yeah. Hold on, Jack. Larry's.
Yeah.
Is that an agenda there?
Yeah.
Mayor, you missed one thing. You sure he wasn't mayor one time? Got everything else covered.
I don't know how he stayed married this long.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, the side of my head. That's the right side of my head.
I just want to take this time to thank the mayor and council for going through the trouble of presenting me the certificate. Over the years, I've created a lot of friends because of the many boards I served with. And there was a lot of late evenings, and I'd like to ask my wife to stand up, Rita Cleland, who was always there for me during our 63 years of marriage. She was always there when I come home from that late meetings. I spent a lot of time, we were raising 2 children. She worked part-time for about 10 years, and she hasn't worked since, so she's been a housewife more than anything else during our marriage. Again, like I say, the meetings, especially board meetings, when we were building the school, the high school, and Gantner and a couple other schools, it took a long time. As you people know, when you're building something, you have special meetings and all types of attorneys. So that entailed coming home late. But for some reason, Rita was always there. When we got home, we talked over things. She gave me some advice of what she thought, and, it was just a great thing. But again, thank you very much. Excuse me, I didn't start one other thing. I come home from the Marine Corps in 1945, and I rested a couple of years, and then I started on the Board of Education. And I've been on some kind of board since. I've retired from 2 or 3 of them, and this is my last year as a field announcer for the high school football, which, as the mayor had said, 44 years. But climbing the stairs and all the things that go with it gets a little difficult. But thanks again for your cooperation, and I'd like to thank all the people that served with me. I don't see many around anymore. They either moved out or passed away, but they helped make this a possibility. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Jack, you can thank us. You can thank us, but we're thanking you for all you've done for both, for one community with 2 names, East Patterson and Elmwood Park. So thank you very much. And Rita,
Yes.
thank you
Thank you.
for putting up with all those years that Jack has given to the various activities he's participated in.
We enjoyed every minute of it.
I know you did. I know you did. Thank you. Keith?
Mayor, tonight under the approval of minutes, we have the executive session of September 9th, 2010, regular meeting of September 16th, 2010, and the executive session of September 23rd, 2010.
May I have a motion for all 3, please?
I just have a note on one, Mayor, September 9th. I wasn't at that one, so
Just abstain on that one.
I'm staying on that one, yeah.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Chewinski, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Work. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Councilmember Catamagna is absent. Councilmembers Castiglia,
Yes.
Chernwinski,
Yes.
Monsino.
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes, with the exception of the 9th, I abstain.
Keith, I believe I'm abstaining on the 9th also.
Okay.
That's the one, yeah.
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening under ordinances, we have Resolution 259-10, introduce ordinance 10-18 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend Section 3 of the Bond Ordinance, ordinance number 06-27, entitled Bond Ordinance, providing an appropriation of $340,000 for the 2006 road program in by
Thank you, Bob.
the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $323,000 in bonds or notes of the borough for financing part of the appropriation adopted on July 20th, 2006. Be passed and adopted on first reading, and be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, October 21st at 8 p.m. or soon thereafter as the same can be heard, at which time and place all persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the borough clerk be and he is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Conboy, second.
Second.
Mr. Work, any discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmember Catamagna is absent. Councilmembers Castiglia.
Yes.
Truinski.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 260-10, introduce ordinance 10-17 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled a bond ordinance to authorize the improvement of Kip Avenue, Section 3, in, by, and for the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $247,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, and to amend bond ordinance number 08-9 adopted on June 19, 2008, and bond ordinance number 09-18 adopted on September 19, 2009. And whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting to be held on Thursday, September 16, 2010, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled a bond ordinance to authorize the improvement of Kip Avenue, Section 3, in, by, and for the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $247,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, and to amend bond ordinances number 08-9 adopted on June 19, 2008, and bond ordinance 09-18 adopted on September 19, 2009, pass on final reading. Mayor will need a motion to open to the public.
Motion to open to the public, please.
Second.
Mr. Bonsino, second by Mr. Conboy. Any, all in favor? Opposed? So ordered. Anyone in the audience who wishes to speak on this ordinance? If not, I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Mr. Truinski, second.
Second.
Mr. Castiglia. Discussion? This is the Kip Avenue, Section 3. We've done 1 and 2 already. We're putting a water pipe through there underneath, and it'll increase the water pressure in that entire area and also up into the area known as Cherry Hill. And then they repave the street and fix whatever they have to fix in the way of curbing, etc. And this money comes from community development, which is a federal grant given to us through the county. And we will be pursuing this again next year. And it's an ongoing project, so we've got 3 sections done already. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmember Catamagna is absent. Councilmembers Castiglia.
Yes.
Truinski.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening under the consent agenda, we have Resolution 261-10, grant permission for a block party to be held on 15th Avenue. Resolution 262-10, refund of taxes, WHF Realty LLC. Resolution 263-10, credit fourth quarter 2010 tax bill for 35 North Street. Resolution 264-10, authorize submission of an application for the Borough of Elmwood Park Municipal Alliance Grant for the year 2011 against alcohol and drug abuse. Resolution 265-10, authorize to submit an application to the Bergen County Open Space Trust Municipal Park Improvement Program. And Resolution 266-10, appoint representative to the Open Space Trust Municipal Program Regional Committee, Councilman Thomas G. Conboy.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Truinski, second. Mr. Bonsino, discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call on the consent agenda, Councilmember Catamagna is absent. Councilmembers Castiglia.
Yes.
Truinski.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion on the consent agenda is adopted. Resolution 267-10, be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the following change order number 2 and final is hereby approved. Contractor, Matina & Son Incorporated of Hackensack, New Jersey, contract number EP 1133. Project is the Kip Avenue Infrastructure Improvement Section 2. Amount of original contract, $148,910.77. Change order number 1 was a change order for $25,810. Change order number 2 and final is a reduction of $277.80 for an adjusted contract amount of $174,442.97.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Conboy, second. Mr. Castiglia, discussion? Call the roll.
On roll call, Councilmember Catamagna is absent. Councilmembers Castiglia,
Yes.
Trowinski,
Yes.
Monsino,
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 268-10. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the following change order number 1 is hereby approved. Contractor D&L Paving Contractors Incorporated of Nutley, New Jersey. Contract number EP 1185. Project is the 2010 road resurfacing program. Original contract amount was $282,464.25. Change order number 1 is in the amount of $7,500. The adjusted contract amount is $289,964.25.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Conboy, second.
Second.
Mr. Castiglia, any discussion? This was for the additional sewer work, drainage work, right, Keith?
Correct.
The $7,500 that we paved the back lot of this municipal building, the parking lot, and before we completed that, it was decided by this council that we did have a drainage problem. Quite often we did get water down in the police department and other areas of this municipal building, so it was decided by the council to go for the extra money and have the drainage put in to make sure that the water all flows away from the building and out into the sewers. So that was the addition on it, and I'm thankful that the council saw fit to do that, and hopefully that'll alleviate the problem. Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmember Catamagna is absent. Councilmembers Castiglia,
Yes.
Trowinski,
Yes.
Monsino,
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 269-10, whereas Bergen County will be paving Market Street from River Drive to Midland Avenue in the borough in accordance with the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA. Whereas prior to the paving of these roads, the county must upgrade the sidewalk ramps to current ADA standards. And whereas the county will reimburse the borough for construction of these ramps, inclusive of materials and labor, however, the county requires the borough to provide requisite inspection services for the ramp installations. And whereas Boswell McClave Engineering has submitted a proposal to provide the inspection services for the ramp installations. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that Boswell McClave Engineering be and is hereby authorized to provide the necessary inspection services for the County of Bergen handicap ramp project within the Borough of Elmwood Park.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Conboy, second.
Second.
Mr. Boncino, any discussion? Next year, 2011, the county will be paving Market Street from River Road down to Midland Avenue, as was indicated, but it's our responsibility to do the curb cuts where they have to put the handicap ramps in, so we have to pay for that. Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmember Catamagna is absent. Councilmembers Castiglia,
Yes.
Trowinski,
Yes.
Monsino,
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries.
May I have a motion to accept the municipal court report?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Boncino and Mr. Conboy, discussion? Call the roll. All in favor?
Yep. Aye.
Opposed, so ordered.
Mayor, if I may, I also have a late raffle license application for the Elmwood Park Memorial Post VFW 5084. They will be hosting a raffle, and I am asking for the council's approval on that this evening.
Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Mr. Boncino, Mr. Chewinski,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so ordered.
Thank you.
Committee reports?
Yeah, Mayor,
Mr.
briefly,
Chewinski?
want me to start?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you want to go first?
You want to go first?
I don't,
doesn't
I'm
matter.
going to be short. This is-
Well, both of you will get out in the front and choose it out, okay? We'll put a bat and you...
Odds or evens?
Go ahead.
I don't know if I brought up last time about the fire department. The repeater is working in Saddlebrook, the backup repeater that we have, and they're trying to tie the police in. But on another note, I went to the county meeting last night. I'm big on going to these county meetings because, again, you're going to see some expenses in here, and I'm going to leave this again at the borough clerk's office if anybody wants to see the agenda, which is voluminous pages here of stuff. Here's one, $59,500 to the Jack's Car Wash Company for cleaning of county vehicles for public works, general services, garage and operations, parks, and sheriff vehicles. I mean, geez, you know, you got a DPW, you got a parks department, they can't wash their own cars? $59,000 contract. That's among other things that come in, again, with the lawyers and the fees and the studies that are ongoing down at the county. But somebody did bring up important point last night about the BCIA, which is an ongoing issue down there. as you've been reading in the papers, all the fraud that's been going on down there. County freeholders say it is not their responsibility. Basically, they have nothing to do with it. Dennis McNerney can't veto anything that the BCIA does. However, he failed to tell them that they do appoint these people. And by them appointing them, these people, they directly infringe upon our money and our funds. So I am standing behind my theory where they are still responsible, even though it's an autonomous board, basically. They do appoint them. They can control them to somewhat by the appointments. And a good phrase came up tonight, Mayor, because Overpeg Park came up, which is your favorite. A famous attorney just told me he got a great saying. He calls it Overpaid Park. And I think we're going to start using it at the next
I like that.
county meetings. One other thing.
By the way, if it's an overpaid park, how much did they pay for that park?
Over $100 million now.
$100 million, and I believe when County Executive Pat Schuber was there, and I was on that board, the freeholder board, I think we were talking about $16 million for the whole park. So they're $84 million over what it could have been done. I'll let you finish, and then I just want to add.
I know you love that park, Mayor.
Yes.
They also had a brochure, which is very good, if you want to get this at our clerk's office too, the National Center for Policy Analysis. This tells you what the new health insurance policy that's coming out of Trenton, out of Washington, is how it's going to affect you, basically everybody in all different age groups, what the rates will be basically, and there's a website here you can go to and punch it in. It can tell you everything that's going on with the health insurance if you're not clear. All right, Mayor, and you're going to touch on this geese population, or leave that alone?
The what?
The geese population.
No, you can. You have something?
Yeah, Bergen County is going to have a Thursday, October 28th, for any of you animal activists. They're going to be talking about the geese population reduction program. And that'll be in Hackensack, 1 Bergen County Plaza in the cafeteria. Anybody can attend if you have any input on this. This is where they actually euthanize the geese, where they make these decisions. So if you're interested, it's there.
Mentioning geese, I know there was a program where they go out and they shake the eggs,
Right.
and that kills the egg yolk. And if you take the egg away, the geese, the gander will lay another egg. So you leave the egg there, so he thinks it's working. And I drive River Road, and I know Mr. Castiglia does. I see a reduction in the number of geese on River Road by the high
I
school.
did.
I really do. So something's working. Thank you. And to talk about the park, let me indicate that they're taking, and it's close to $20 million now out of open space money to do that park. The county doesn't pay anything into open space. Every community, 70 communities, pays into open space. They're just taking that money out and fixing that park with it. And then when we go to the county and say, can you fix up the park that's here in Elmwood Park? We don't get any reaction from them. So we're going to be working on that again next year and see if they can use some of the money that's in that program to help straighten out this park. Mr. Castiglia?
Yes, Mayor. We had our planning board work meeting last night. Only 3 applications. Now, the applications I'm going to mention here haven't been voted on yet. They're only pending. Bioreference Laboratory was in again. They're going to be expanding their offices in the building that they're in at 475 Market Street. Now, they're just growing and growing. Now, I mentioned once before, I guess, at this meeting, Bioreference is a good neighbor to the community. They're the kind of business that we like in town. They come in with nice, clean applications. They do what they can to get along with everybody else in the community. We also had a corrugated cardboard company come in, applying for space on Paul Kona Place. Mm-hmm. They're going to be making office storage boxes there. Now remember, these are pending. These applications haven't been approved yet. It's just what we're working on. And finally, a wine lounge on Route 46. Now that sounded a little interesting. We're going to have light food there. He's going to serve mainly geared to wine. But he will have a regular bar, and he's going to be serving some light food. I think you mentioned tapas.
Where is this on?
It's on Route 46, near the, where the truck dealer there? Sure.
Yep.
There's an Oval Office building there. It's just opening now. We're not. I mean, the application is just.
But don't they have the DWI right down the road there? When they set it up there?
These have not been approved.
They haven't been approved yet. This is only things that are pending right now.
There.
Yeah. He's also going to have, once in a while, wine tasting
That's
events
nice.
there. So it's something, it's kind of upscale, so it might be nice. We'll see what happens with it. And just two reminders on recycling. You have the household hazardous waste collection. I mentioned it the last time. This time we'll be at Bergen Community College again on Sunday, October 17th, between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Items like antifreeze, car batteries, motor oil, gasoline, kerosene, mostly your household stuff, propane gas tanks that you might want to get rid of, bring them over there. Paints, aerosol cans, even fluorescent light bulbs should be brought over there and recycled.
Sunday.
That's Sunday, October 17th, 9 to 3. And the Bergen County Utilities Authority is having their annual, I think they have it twice a year also, for computers and electronics. That's going to be up at Camp Gar Reservation up in Mawa. That will be on November 6th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. You could also bring old documents and paper with you that you would want shredded up. They don't want any businesses coming there with their documents, but what you might have around the house, tax records, whatever you might not need anymore, you can bring them up there and they'll shred it up for you. And that's it.
Thank you. Good
Okay.
report. Mr. Word?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As I stated in the past, the Elmwood Park Board of Health is continuing to offer the free clinics to residents of Elmwood Park. These clinics are the Adult Consultation Clinic and also the Child Health Clinic. The Adult Consultation Clinic, the next one is going to be held on October 19th, which is a Tuesday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's in a private clinic room in a municipal building. The Child Health Clinic, which includes free immunizations for infants up to 18 years and older. And just to let you know, a pediatrician and nurse are on site. And this next clinic will be held on November 1st from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. and then also November 4th from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. The Elmwood Park Health Department is also enrolled as a provider of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act program, which offers 6 vaccines for any residents of New Jersey, regardless if they are insured or not. And the Elmwood Park Health Department is offering these vaccines at no charge to all local residents. And the Board of Health currently has 4 of these vaccines available. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these bulletins up there. This gives you the information on those 4 vaccines and what they prevent and so forth. And this also has the number to call to make an appointment to come in. As you know, also the flu season is also fast approaching, and the Elmwood Park Health Department will be again offering flu shots starting in October. The upcoming dates for the flu shots are October 12th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., October 18th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., and October 19th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And I also have flyers for the flu shots. And just to let you know, this is not a traditional flu shot this year. These are a little bit more potent because the one shot will protect you from the swine flu and 2 types of influenza. Basically, it's protecting you from the H1N1, H3N2, along with influenza. And they're also making a recommendation, which they haven't done in the past, for people that are 65 and older. And the charge for this is $25 for participants 18 to 64 years of age, and for participants 65 years of age and older, they will be free with proof of Medicare B coverage. So please bring your card. And the reason why I mentioned the charge is we are cheaper than Walgreens. Walgreens is offering for $29.99, and I'm not sure if I want to go to have a druggist giving me shots when you can go to have a doctor and nurse on hand giving you shots. So, also, just to highlight something when Jack's here, the Elmwood Park Athletic Hall of Fame is celebrating its 20th annual induction dinner and inductee reunion, and that induction dinner will be held on October 20th, starting at 6:30 p.m. at the Brownstone in Paterson, New Jersey. And we will be inducting 5 new outstanding former athletes, coaches, or contributors for their outstanding accomplishments who've added to the rich and glorious sports history in Elmwood Park and East Paterson. And I also like to thank Jack for his time and effort for not only this community, but for the country, for serving the country. And it is an honor to work with you, Jack. I've been working for 3 years on the Hall of Fame committee, and I don't know how you do it, and Rita, I don't know. God bless you. Because I don't know how you stayed married, because I know I'd be in deep trouble. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Good report. Thank you, Mr. Work. Mr. Conboy?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd just like to comment, I'm very excited to see the great work that we've been doing around the town with the streets. I think we have about 12 or 13 spots getting done, and it was really a pleasure to see the back parking lot done, and it looks very nice, getting a lot of compliments from residents that are visiting the municipal building. It really came out nice, and like the mayor said earlier, we approved to do that drainage, and that's going to be a really big bonus down the road, and when the heavy rains, as we've already gotten some, but will come as the weather continues to change. So on that note, it looks great, and great job by all of us here on the council. Jack, to you as well, thank you for everything you did for the community and for our country and so forth. You certainly deserve a rest now. But we still expect to see you every summer at a barbecue, so don't be a stranger. But also, just want to mention a few things. Our recreation center, our rec director, Ms. Pugliese, and her staff are over the last 2 weeks have been working very hard and doing a lot of analysis work and looking around in other areas where we can grow the recreation. We are looking at some real aggressive activities for after school as well as in the early evening for moms, dads, kids, looking to create some new programs. Well, anything from karate to evening workouts to gymnastics to there's just a whole slew of things. Computer, they are looking to do a computer. I wasn't kidding. They are looking to do something with early learning of computers and teaching of all ages on how to use the internet highway and so forth. So keep staying tuned for all that good information coming. A couple of quick notes about the recreation. A lot of these things go home through the schools. We're not sure. We're really concerned about some of the effectiveness. As I mentioned at the last meeting or at the work meeting, the Recreation Commission, along with our rec director, is doing research now as we speak on a possible community bulletin board, one of those digital ones that are outside, that would be more, could help and aid in a lot of the information that's getting out. So I have a couple of flyers here that I'm going to talk about real quick. Of course, it's the cold weather is coming, is here. So basketball registration for boys and girls, 3rd grade and up, is ongoing at the rec. Of course, you can also go online and save yourself some having to get down there to visit. You can go online and register as well. Please, folks, those who catch this on TV or on the internet, please, please, please register when we ask. It's very tough to put everything together. We want to make sure all your children get included, so please don't forget to do that. That's basketball. Something for our senior community that we're putting on again. It was very successful the last two. This is something new that our rec director had started since her arrival here. She's having the Harvest Dance again for everybody 50 and over. And the world-famous Peter Lieberman will be on hand. That's Wednesday, October 27th. It's a really nice event. The gym looks really nice when they do it. They have all these pretty lights and everything. We've all been there. We've all seen it. Sorry, Mayor, you can't go. It says over 50, so you won't be able to go.
I'll sneak in.
Another great event that the Rec's having this month, from K to 5th graders, as we try to entertain both age groups. Kids get to that age where they don't want to hang out with the younger kids anymore as they're getting older. So this is for K to 5th. We have a Halloween dance coming up on Friday, October 29th. Again, please, it's a great thing to get to. And call the rec if you have any questions. But that's another great event coming up. Also, for the younger children as well, our indoor soccer clinic will be beginning. You can, again, register online. This is starting the end of next week, but they still have spots open. So again, please, all these things do go home through all the schools, and hopefully the kids are bringing them home in the backpack, but you know what that's like. So please, here's the indoor soccer. A lot of things going on at the rec. I don't know why they get picked on all the time. This is our crafts class for 2010 for the fall. This is for, again, 1st to 5th grade. It's a 10-week session. You can also register online. So, again, parents, as you see these were all sent home in your children's backpacks. So, please, there's another option to sign up for. And just real fast, I just want to keep, as I've always said to the residents that catch this, whether you're here or online or on the internet or on TV, again, this evening, we had a special meeting, mayor and council, again, to get ready as we continue to move forward in our 2011 budget cycle. I'm sure all the municipalities are, but I can tell you, we've been working on this thing even before, it seemed like we've been working on it all 2011 during all of 2010. So we are doing everything we can to ensure that next year that we do everything we possibly can within our ability to hold down taxes. So just let you know what we've been working on. That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Vonsin.
Yes, Mayor. Relative to the ambulance corps, I was supposed to be at a meeting last night, but they postponed it. The chief was ill, so they'll have it in a couple of weeks, and I'll have a more detailed report. But just a reminder, their car raffle starts this month, and they have their haunted house scheduled for October 30th and 31st, so we don't want to lose sight of that. I just wanted to follow up on what Tom said regarding our budget planning. I think for every moment we spent planning this year, we also were looking ahead to next year, 2011, and we're being quite conscientious on going through the budget and the line items and making sure that we're doing right by the residents in town. At our mid-September meeting, a number of residents stepped up to express concerns relative to a cut in crossing guards from 18 to 8. And at least based on my notes, many of the concerns regarded the situation or safety issues near East 54th Street. The chief was on hand to address some of those concerns, and while he attempted to answer most of the questions primarily from a financial point of view, I think it was clear that the residents who came forward were really concerned about student safety. And so the mayor had asked the chief to go ahead and talk to the residents that were here and come back and report to us at a work meeting. The chief did that and really came back, looked at his data, and thought that his plan was adequate to go to the eight guards. Subsequent to that meeting, the chief met with and Captain Diddick met with our Board of Education, the Superintendent of Schools, and I believe the principal via teleconference of 16th Avenue School. And they're going to implement the following changes. So I thought I'd just summarize those. They're going to change the bus stop on Market Street and Legion Place, and the bus will make a U-turn on Legion Place in the lot, and students will be picked up on the south side and then at Legion Place. And then at 16th Ave School, currently there's a guard at the school. That guard will be moved to 16th Ave and East 54th Street. The principal of 16th Ave School concurred with that decision. And then finally, they're going to add a guard at East 54th and Falmouth Ave to cover students crossing to attend 16th and Gilbert Ave School, and that is also a bus stop. So I just wanted to provide an update on that. And finally, Jack, I just wanted to also add my thanks for your service to Elmwood Park. Rita, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Giblin? That's our borough attorney, no report. I'd just like to mention you've seen a lot of paving going on in our community. This latest batch of paving that you see at various intersections, the parking lot in the back, that's being paid for by our taxes. That's the road program that we put into effect every year, and we also have a great record of getting outside help from community development, Department of Transportation. We got Martha Avenue paved with a stimulus package from end to end. Those are all free to the taxpayers here in Elmwood Park in our budget. So we're trying our best to do these things. We have over 45 miles of road in town, and every time you walk around campaigning, whatever, people want to know when their street's going to be paved. We're doing the best we can. We're trying to hit the streets that are used more frequently than others, and I think we're doing a good job trying to do this, and we're going to continue to work on that for next year and put a new program in. It was mentioned earlier in this evening concerning employees, as Mr. Conboy has indicated with our budget. Next year we're going to be we're going to be held to a 2% cap that we can expand on our budget, and I know you don't want to hear this because you think every community has a very large budget that's hidden somewhere. As was indicated, we've had 15 people leave the borough's employment in the last 3 years, and we haven't replaced them. So we're getting down to as bare bones as we can get here in our community, and we still have to look at a 2% cap for next year, which is going to be a task for us to do that. And the governor is trying to help us keep our taxes down, but I wish the governor would also look at some of the programs that the federal government wants us to do with the EPA, some of the state programs that they enforce upon us to do, like buying a salt shed that cost us $300,000, was originally $500,000. When we have to put all those things into effect, that increases our budget, and we're trying to keep employment down and everything else, looking at what we can save here. So it's a very large task for us to do that, and we're trying our best, and you can see how well we did in the past. By last year, we didn't have any layoffs, and we were able to do that. I don't know what we have to do in the future, but we're going to try to keep as many people employed here and to keep the services up as much as possible. And that's my report. And is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak at this time? I'll open it to the public. Anyone?
Arlene Perna, Rudman, 1 Paul Court. I am very appreciative of the fact that our voices were heard regarding the crossing guards at the last meeting, and that we do have 2 guards on East 54th Street now, which we did not have. However, I still would feel a lot more comfortable if we still had those 11 posts that were eliminated. I just feel that I'm really not satisfied that the safety of our children has been addressed sufficiently. And I have to say that. And the question that runs in my mind is that in Fairlawn, the way I understand, they had 35 guards, and they got rid of none of the guards. And I'm sure Fairlawn is in the same fiscal dilemma as all the other municipalities, as our municipality. And, I just wonder, if it could be done there, why can't it? Why can't we consider it? I just ask you. And thank you for allowing me to share my opinion.
Thank you, Ms. Byrne. I'd just like to comment on one thing with some of the other communities. Fairlawn maybe has as many crossing guards as they have, but Fairlawn did have to lay off, 3 or 4 policemen last year?
No, more than that. I think it's 7.
And one of the things that please keep in mind is Elmwood Park always had a very low budget in the municipality, and the 2% cap here hurts us quite a bit. Well, a 2% cap in some of the other communities is substantial, so they don't have to cut as many people as we may. So some of them have been less than frugal over the years, and they're benefiting by it. Now we're down to, as I said, 15 people were laid off, and we haven't replaced them. Come into the municipal building, and we've got people sharing offices, doing extra work, and going from one department to the other. So we're doing the best we can, and I thank you, Ms. Perna, for those comments. We're trying as best we can, and I'm sure if it's a problem, that maybe they will be reinstalled if necessary. Anyone else who wishes to be heard? If not, I'd like to have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Mr. Castiglia, second.
Second.
Mr. Conboy, any discussion? Thank you for attending, and Mr. Cleland, what can I say? All those years, all those organizations, we certainly appreciate it, and we thank you and Rita very much. And I just want to tell you that over the years since I've been here, I consider you good friends to myself, my wife Jerry, and especially the community. So thank you very much. Motion to adjourn? We have that.
So moved, yeah.
Yeah, we did that already. All in favor? Opposed? So ordered. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.